Michael Cohen has met with Mueller when it comes to talking to try to, cooperate with the investigation. That was reported yesterday, and it seems like they have absolutely confirmed that this has happened. What is he meeting with Mueller to talk about? Per ABC's discussions, it was discovered that they talked about Russia in terms of Trump's business dealings with Russia, and in addition to that, Trump's potential campaign activities in the lead up to the election, and in addition to that, whether Trump had whether Cohen had spoken with Mueller about the potential of Trump pardoning Cohen. So those are the things. There's a lot that came out as a result of the reports from ABC, including whether he talked to Felix Sater. They seem to say that he did have conversations in late 2015, including this thing that said, "I will get Putin on this program and we will get Donald elected." Seems to be like what Felix Sater wrote, corroborating both the business dealings, the program being a Moscow-based Trump Tower, and getting Donald Trump elected with Russia's help, referring to Vladimir Putin, Putin of Russia. Cohen later emailed a Russian government official hoping to jumpstart the project, which never materialized, but if you're looking for collusion, basically it seems like he has met with Mueller, and what do you think the takeaway is gonna be?
Okay, so a couple of things here, let me just jump in. Felix Sater has a long history with breaking the law, and then, by the way, interestingly, cooperating to get out of those jams with law enforcement in several different countries. And the reason that Michael Cohen might be cooperating with the prosecutors in the first place is because they raided his home, his hotel, and his office, and they got all these emails. So the emails and the documents are probably incredibly incriminating, so including the one that says, "I will get Putin on this program and we'll get Donald elected," from a guy who works with the Russians. So in an email to Michael Cohen. So Cohen was already in a world of trouble, and hence the cooperation. Now, today we also found out, according to the New York Times, that there are sources inside the FBI saying that Rod Rosenstein, the Deputy Attorney General, talked about recording the president while he didn't know it to get incriminating information about him, because all he ever says is incriminating information. You can just record him at any given time and you'll get that information, and maybe even invoking the 25th Amendment because he was so mentally unstable. So it might be that Donald Trump's allies leaked that today, given that Michael Cohen, we now find out, has been talking to Mueller, the special counsel, for hours upon hours. It's panic time at the Trump White House. So Michael Cohen was his fixer. First of all, do you have a fixer? I don't have a fixer. Okay.
Yeah, you only have a fixer when you break things.
That's right.
I have a fixer.
Oh, you do?
Oh, yeah.
That's badass.
I mean, I have a manager, and
exactly.
and I'm like, "Oh, I did a terrible thing today. You must fix it."
Give you a poke.
Does it ever involve cooperating with the Russians to fix an election?
Potentially, no, it doesn't. And if I'm just saying that sometimes people have, representatives who will go and help. What this guy has is somebody who, before he was actually a president, has somebody who helps him out of very big jams that involve, destroying people's lives. Yeah. And that's weird.
That's not a standard thing.
That's different from my fixer. Mine is like, my trailer it has a really weird leaking odor. You need to fix this. Like his is like is not about his gold toilet.
Yeah, and of course, famously the Stormy Daniels fix and the hush money, et cetera. That's how Cohen began to get in trouble, and now has admitted to doing those crimes, and is looking to reduce his sentence.
Tax evasion and all these other things.
And then there's also tax evasion. There's also a lot of other things. And Michael Cohen is the guy who would call people and threaten them if they were going to publish something about Donald Trump, if they were going to do anything that would hurt Donald Trump's interests. When your fixer, who has all those documents and who's done all your dirty work for all those years, is cooperating with law enforcement, Tick, 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 tick,
Absolutely.
tick, tick.
TikTok mother effers. But you know,
That's another way of putting it.
you know what's funny is that I always go to this. I've been following this pastor who's like really going hard on Donald Trump on Twitter. He's a black pastor that's like really explaining who Jesus was, and if Jesus was, if Jesus would have been born right now, he would have been in a cage because he would have been an immigrant. But he was explaining about character amongst Christians and the people who support Donald Trump, who are always criticizing everybody else's character. But look at the people that he hangs out with. Like this dude is like his Olivia Pope. Right? He's like the scandal. He's the scandal dude. The dude that paid off the women from the adultery. The dude that is trying to guarantee you the payoff for the election. Like this guy. Look at the people that your guy hangs out with, and they always turn. So there's not even honor amongst thieves.
But
and so
they're the best.
They are the
people.
best.
He surrounded himself with the best.
Right, a cabinet of.
But now what's weird is all of a sudden, now that they're cooperating with a special counsel, they're the worst people.
Yeah.
It's funny how they turned on a dime like that.
Weird how that is.
And no honor amongst them. There's no loyalty. And even mobsters have loyalty. You know what I mean? Like they're beneath like organized crime.
But like Michael Cohen seems to be just doing an impression of TV mobsters. That's what I get from him. Like she has the same like jackets that have, like if they were a cartoon, the cartoons where like the jacket has a pattern, and when the cartoon moves, the pattern stays in the same place. Like he's that kind of.
But he's a rat though.
But like there's some.
I think he's narrating himself like in Goodfellas, like he's Ray Liotta. And he's like 4 p.m. trying to get a donut, but I can't because the helicopters are so loud.
Yeah, you know what though? That's right. No, but the essence of that is correct. Because in his movie, in his mind, he's now the hero.
Yeah.
And Brett's right too, because so Trump humiliated Michael Cohen over and over again. And mob bosses do this a lot of times. They put people down.
Yep.
But the one thing, and there was a mob expert that explained a couple of weeks ago, it was a really great explanation we shared on the show, that those mob guys that pick people based on their loyalty rather than their merit.
Yep.
Because the main thing that they were worrying about is staying out of jail. That is their number 1 through 10 priority. Hey, did we do that robbery right? Is number 11 priority, right?
Don't snitch.
If you look, there was a tweet that Michael Cohen tweeted today that was up for a number of seconds before it was deleted, saying, from Michael Cohen, it said, good for Michael Cohen for providing critical information to the Mueller investigation. It was up 21 seconds, by the way, before someone screen capped it, and then he deleted it. And wouldn't you know, pretty soon his own lawyer, Lanny Davis, tweeted something that's pretty familiar, which was that exact same text. Good for Michael Cohen in providing critical information. So the Keystone Cops administration makes a giant, it's what they're famous for. He essentially retweeted something. It seemed like it was from a burner account is what it looked like to me, but they're trying to like cover up for it. And what that tweet was trying to do was say, listen, Michael Cohen is cooperating with Mueller without having gotten a deal, so you should trust him. But at the same time, he messes it up so badly that you can't even follow what he's trying to do, which reinforces that point that he's getting the worst people who had been the most loyal, but are also the most stupid.
The dumbest.
Yeah, well, look, there are more Keystone robbers than Keystone cops. And this also happens in mob cases because, yeah, they pick people based on loyalty, but inevitably someone turns on them. Why? Because they're all criminals. And so they're like, wait, I'm gonna do all the time? I think you're gonna do all the time.
Like,
We're talking about the United States government, though. Just in the conversation that we're having right now about the rules of the mob, and we're talking about the president of the United States.
There's like no moral center that's working as a glue to at least hold people together. There's not even that.
And not even like the illusion of one.
No.
Yeah.
Like
Which
even
is
the most
kind of
cynical-
almost impressive.
Right.
Well, the guy who wrote the op-ed, who's a senior administration official, this was a little while ago in the New York Times, said he has no guiding principles.
Right.
There's if you try to discern, hey, are you for this policy or against that policy, it doesn't matter. He's gonna change his mind because the only thing that he cares about is what's in it for me.
Yeah.
And so look, the chances that he didn't do anything wrong are dwindling, to say the least.
It's just like having a basketball as your, leader. The basketball doesn't care if it's right or wrong. The basketball doesn't care if the players live or die. Basketball doesn't care about anything except just being a basketball. This is a great metaphor, and I really want to run with this for another 22 minutes.
Plus, the basketball is also orange.
It works in so many ways.
Yeah. So look, if Cohen is cooperating and has given hours of testimony to Mueller, then very, very likely he's talking about wrongdoing of the president. And so that is why there was panic at the White House. And then all of a sudden, Rosenstein gets outed. He's the guy who could be replaced, and the guy who replaced him could fire the special counsel, Robert Mueller, who would try to end this investigation because Trump knows better than anyone else. Tick, 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 tick. He knows what Michael Cohen knows, and it ain't pretty. Like what you see? Click the subscribe button below, and don't forget to ring the bell to never miss another video from the Young Turks.